ready for another lesson?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Schwartz, and this week's episode we'll be talking about the movie Predator, Badlands. But of course, before we get to any of that, I am joined today by No Legs Nathaniel and Nathaniel Ginger.
What's up? I got no legs, just like Lieutenant Dan.
Just like what?
I said just like Lieutenant Dan. Different
Okay.
movie.
That threw me off. I wasn't expecting Lieutenant Dan reference today.
Well, Lieutenant Dan, he ain't got no legs. That's just what my mind thought of when
Yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
It's true.
He does indeed not have legs.
Here we are though. It's Predator Badlands time. When I think Badlands, I think like Montana. I think the Great Basin.
Sure.
You know.
I think that even floods into South Dakota as well.
Yeah, I think that's just that area.
Badlands? Black Hills, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, those windy places with just like no cover and big storms and all that.
Yeah,
big sky
You guys
area.
been out there?
I have not. No, I'd like to go.
I have.
I know I'll be making a trip out there relatively soon.
To where?
So that's the question. Is I've got a group of friends trying to plan a trip to either Montana or Wyoming. It's kind of up in the air right now. But regardless of that, I have another friend from school who's currently a captain in the Air Force and works
nice.
on a nuclear launch base in Montana.
So that's where we're heading when everything goes down and like in those Roland Emmerich like Independence Day, Moonfall, the Earth is too close to the sun. They always got to like go from the big city to like a military base because that's where all the intelligence people are and stuff. That's where we're going, right?
It's a little far. I'm not confident we would make it that far, and I don't know where it is specifically.
But that's part of the journey, man. That's why we go.
Is that it? Okay, that makes sense. But at some point, I'm gonna go visit him out there as well. So I'll be out there at some point in the near future. Don't know exactly when, but I'm looking to head that way. I've heard good things. Not a very well populated area, but in terms of nature, scenery, wildlife, all that kind of thing, it seems to be a good area, good location to go check out.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on geography. I think you'd have to do Montana. Wyoming's can be a little treacherous, right?
Yeah.
Like not as scenic. Not Miami. Jesus Christ, Montana. It's got like some nice valleys. You got hills as well. Where Wyoming is pretty much just like all of the Rocky Mountains that Colorado didn't want to take.
Sure.
It's like really what it is.
Funny way to put it.
Yeah.
Word. Well, make the trip out there soon, and I'll let you know. I'll report back. Also joining us today, of course, is Tool Tyler Verdelis.
I'm not a tool. You're a tool.
Not an insult that gets thrown around a lot these days. We should bring that back.
No, it's not.
Is that because of the band? Did the band just reclaim the insult for them?
Is there a band named Tool?
Oh, brother.
Oh man, that's As I Turn to Dust. Jesus fucking Christ.
Should I know this band?
I don't even know what I would compare.
Songs that you've heard.
I don't even know what I would compare Tool to at this point. Like, just 7-minute psychedelic prog, like emo rock from like the early to mid 90s. Like think 9 Inch Nails, but heavier probably. But like if they also did DMT and shit, like
it sounds like I could like Tool.
I think you would probably like Tool. I
don't think that you would hate them.
Yeah, like I think you would. I think like Tool has probably there's probably a lot of early YouTube gaming clips that are set to fucking Tool.
Okay.
I would almost bet money that you have seen something that has had Tool playing in the background as like the aggregator song for like Halo 3,
like a Halo
fucking montage.
Yeah.
I would almost guarantee it.
Yeah, that checks out. That sounds about right.
I'm gonna have to talk to Papa Schwartz about this one.
Papa Schwartz doesn't listen to fucking Tool, man.
Nobody knows who they are.
Oh yeah, probably.
Believe me, there's not going to be any repercussions. It's more or less going to be more or less going to be me and Papa Schwartz just like laughing at the fact that Adam doesn't know who Tool is.
Yeah,
and that it makes me feel old.
And this is not really a bit anymore. Tyler and my dad have been talking on a weekly basis for months.
Yeah, we're tight.
He literally, that's not a joke.
This is Florida.
I had an overnight Monday into Tuesday, and Monday, I think it was Monday afternoon. I'm getting gas up in Michigan before I'm heading down to my next stop, and I get a phone call. It's Papa Schwartz. I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Not too much, man. Just want to talk, say hi." And then he's like, "I got a couple questions for you." I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And we talked about their kitchen project a little bit, but then he was like, "So Badlands," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Adam didn't really know, but do I have to see anything before this?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "This should be relatively singular in its own world." So I was like, "You should be good." And then we talked about some other Predator stuff. And so we're chill.
That's awesome, man. That's dope.
That's one way to put it. No, it is.
Adam texts me. He's like, "I don't like the fact that you know what my dad's doing before I do. So could you please not?"
Well, no, it's like anytime I text Tyler, he's talking about what my dad's saying. And I text my dad the other day, and he's like, "Oh, and by the way, Tyler says you don't need to watch the others." I was like, "What the fuck? When did you talk to him about that?" Yeah, but I'm glad it's working out for you guys.
Sooner if he didn't have the name Papa Schwartz beforehand, him and I would absolutely just be on first name basis.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should be.
I mean,
I'll
we
give him
kind
an
of
Xbox
are. Like,
for
obviously,
Christmas.
I don't think he would be offended.
He can be your gaming
but,
buddy.
Yeah, right.
Papa Schwartz is just
it's just the name.
That's the name.
Yeah. So.
That's I'm the dude. That's what you call me.
Yeah, there you go. He's Papa Schwartz. And rounding out the squadron today, of course, is Big Bug Bomb BlakeHolder.
I was wondering what we were gonna do this time, man. There's a lot of.
It's not often. It's a Badlands. Badlands was right there. Obviously.
Sure.
That would have been the low hanging fruit, but it's not often I can go for the quadruple iteration. So I figured I'd shoot my shot there because I was watching the movie and I was like, "There's a bug bomb," and I was like, "Oh, that's it, got it." And it's those moments don't happen too often when I'm like, I'm watching the movie and I get the names in real time, but that was definitely one of them.
Yeah, we can't really call him Big Predator Blake. That might come off a little.
Yeah, we may have to censor that one, guys.
If it's between that and torture porn enthusiast, you know which one to go with, probably.
Yeah, there's free speech will that'll get us out of here for sure. Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing here?
Not bad, man.
I am ready for it to be the weekend.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
I'm ready for the holidays. I am busy as that can get. Really? No.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I'm not. I don't. It's just like one of those things where no, I haven't bought presents and I'm not ready for any of that or anything like that. And no, fair. I'm not quite necessarily ready for that timeline to be here because it does get very hectic in my family life just with having to be 100 different places at once. So
that checks out. That I totally understand. I'm just more looking forward to break from work, calmer working times,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
some days
you don't
off, some
get
time with the
a-
fam.
You don't get a winter break or a summer break anymore, and it's just work now, buddy. You're fucked now, buddy.
You're telling
We had
me
it for the
dog.
next like 50 years.
Don't worry.
40 years.
Don't
man.
worry, guys. We don't have to recap this. I'm
Yeah.
well aware.
And at that point, we won't even have Social Security either. It's like, yeah,
Nope.
good luck trying to collect that. Yeah.
And
Welcome to the
all the
Thunderdome,
money in
bitch.
your 401k will be wiped out by whatever economic collapses. incoming.
Do not, my
Um,
friends, become addicted to water. Start quoting Immortan Joe because that's about where I'm at
Yeah.
this point,
and
friends.
I'm gonna start hoarding water as well. Water,
Water
gold.
wars.
I mean, anything that might retain value.
I'll be known
is
as the
what I'm
bullet
investing in.
farmer of the North.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
This beautiful citadel.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the good thing about that though is just where we're located here in the Midwest. Like we got an abundance of fresh water, man. It's going to be an important resource here.
That's what we
For now.
think.
Yeah. Until they
Until
bleed
they
it
start trying
dry.
to pump it out to Phoenix.
Yeah, right.
The green place is not the green place at the end of Mad Max. Bro.
No, it is not. No, it is not. No, we've gotta like hide that thing. It's Furiosa levels of like hide the green place.
But we're talking about
But anyway,
Predator.
we're not here to talk about Furiosa, although I'm sure there's members of this this podcast here that would love to do that. That is not what we're here to do. We have gathered here today to talk about Predator, Badlands. Nathaniel, if the listener here is new, or maybe they've just forgotten, can you give them a rundown of how our review segment works?
Yeah. Hi, folks. If you're new, or perhaps you've just forgotten, the way that the review segment works here on Back Row Banter is it is split into two sections. There is the non-spoiler section, and then there's the spoiler section. It's pretty self-explanatory. In the non-spoiler section, we'll go over the IMDb page, who wrote it, who directed it, who's in it, all that good stuff. We'll go around the squadron, decide if we like this movie. It's got to be a yes or no. There is no nuance on the internet. It's not if we like it. It's if we recommend it, actually. There's lots of movies that we've liked but not recommended. Maybe some we've recommended that we haven't necessarily liked. Who knows? But then in the spoiler section, I'll play a spoiler noise. So if you don't have anything spoiled for you, check out and check back in where we've written when we come back from spoilers in the show notes. In the spoiler section itself, we'll go over any big plot summaries or plot twists that we need to, and go deeper into our thoughts. And like I said before, check our Letterboxd, which is where we're going to have everything ranked up on our Entropy list, which is our big list of everything we've watched on the podcast ranked. And we also have tiers there now. So, it's getting even easier to know what we think about movies where. So, with that all being said, Adam, tell me about Predator Badlands.
I would love to. New movie, of course, rated PG-13. Is this the first PG-13 Predator? Or how many
No,
are?
AVP.
I was going to
is
say,
PG-13.
I think if you
Ah,
count
okay.
AVP 1, that's
Yeah.
that is technically PG-13, which
Is Prey? Well, I guess Prey was like streaming, but
Prey's
like,
R.
Yeah, but I
has
think
a
it's
rating,
R.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Praise R.
Yeah.
I think they're all R besides the first AVP.
And I'm a little surprised this one's PG-13.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
It's not the most graphic,
Yeah,
but
yeah. What we
I
chatted
don't know.
about the other week,
Could
I think
be.
a lot of the gruesomeness, right, comes to non-human beings,
that's
right,
fair.
in AI, or right.
Synths.
So,
Since, thank you.
I thought they were called what's the word I'm looking for? I thought they were called
No,
something different in this
they're
universe.
definitely synths because even in the first episode of Alien Earth, they give you like a monologue of the differentiation between like synths, hybrids, or synths, cyborgs, and hybrids. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think synths were like all
Yeah, fully synthetic.
were synths all AI. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
they're your Android,
Okay.
your C-3PO.
Android.
your-
That's what I thought they were called in
Yeah.
this movie, or in this universe. Now, really quick, I'm not crazy. This is the same universe as Alien, right? Like,
Well,
they
it is now.
coexist.
Yes. Yeah.
It is now.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
mean,
originally,
so like,
but it's ever since AVP.
how deep you want to
I would
go,
say,
bro?
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
Well,
think
I'm
it-
just trying to get the background here because I sat down in this movie and then they brought up Wayland and I was like,
Wayland Yutani. Oh yeah,
I was
dude.
like,
I
that
geeked when I
rings a
saw
bell,
that.
and I was like,
I
oh
was
wait,
like, yeah.
I was like, oh wait,
So-
yeah, this is technically also Alien.
I think Aliens, like going back, obviously Alien Predator come out around the same time. They're separate. You get Aliens,
yeah.
and then you get Predator 2, and then you get Alien 3 and 4, and then you get
Yeah.
AVP. Like you don't get anything until 2000, whatever that is, 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you
2006, I want to say.
Yeah, and then you get AVP 2, and then it's
Yep.
Predators in like 2017
With an S.
Yeah, but then Alien kicks back to Prometheus, then
In 2012.
Covenant.
Yeah, then Covenant's about 17 or so.
Right, and then we
16 or
get
17.
Prey, Romulus,
Yes.
and
Predator, Killers of Killers.
and
The
now
animated one.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in between there was a while where like AVP was not canon in the Alien universe, but it was canon in the Predator universe. So like
Yeah.
in Predators, I think it's like it counts all of that, but like it doesn't reference any of the other Alien stuff. Alien, until basically this movie, has never really acknowledged Predators in any way other than AVP. And now
Got it.
we have this.
Yeah.
Which
Now
begs-
there's some comic
More of
book
an
stuff out there.
official- This is
this
the
is
first
all
time that
I'm talking all movie based. What Blake was
Yeah.
saying is there's definitely expanded lore and literature and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where we're at in present day in 2025 after seeing this movie, they are in the same universe, but this is
Yes.
kind of the first time on film that Alien has reached into Predator territory
Correct.
that we're seeing, and previously it's only been Predator going into Alien stuff, kind of.
Yeah, well, like there was a Predator, like there weren't anything, but then there was an alien skull that was featured in Predator 2. That was originally just like an Easter egg.
Correct.
Okay,
And then like
got it.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then they made AVP. And then like they made
Okay.
a lot more alien movies after that never referenced AVP. But then there was like
Got it.
10
That makes
years
sense.
until you
Okay.
got Predator. In the meantime, they made all these other alien movies. And then you get
Okay.
to Predators where they never really acknowledge Alien again. And now we're to this
see.
where it's like officially they're all owned by Disney. So now they're all one fucking universe.
Okay, so
And that's
so
the
it is
upshot.
one universe. It is one universe, but they outside of AVP have not really crossed over lore wise until
Correct.
this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right, so I'm getting in when the getting's good, huh? I
Yeah.
didn't have to wait a long time for all that crossover. I just joined in. Let's go. Cool. Anyway, PG-13, runtime of 1 hour and 47 minutes, and IMDb rating of 7.6 out of 10, which of course,
wow.
listeners of the podcast will know.
Yeah.
7.6 on IMDb is pretty good.
I'd agree.
Yeah, directed by Mr. Dan Trachtenberg. Am I saying that right? Trachtenberg,
Yes.
I believe. He is the director of Prey, which we have reviewed on this podcast, as well as 10 Cloverfield Lane. Probably more of a breakout for him. But he is returning here to direct. Written by the screenplay is by Patrick Asen. Story by Patrick Asen and Dan Trachtenberg, and based on characters by Jim and John Thomas. The cast includes Elle Fanning, Demetrius Schuster, Kolamatangi, I'm gonna go with. And I'm gonna probably
It's basically that, I think.
leave it there. Actually,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a voice
I would
actor
say.
for Bud, but Ravi Narayan. But like, I didn't even know he had a voice actor. That could have fooled me. That is pretty much it. The IMDb summary reads as follows: a young predator outcast from his clan finds an unlikely ally on his journey in search of the ultimate adversary. I feel like,
Sometimes
good
that's all
enough.
you need.
yeah, I mean, it's good enough. I feel like they could have thrown in like a little bit more of like the setup for the Badlands. I mean, I guess they say he's outcast, so I guess
Sure.
that kind of teases it enough, maybe you could
Yeah.
say. But you know, could have been better, could have been worse. pretty middle of the road IMDb summary. I feel all right. But yeah, it's we're introduced now. Again, so I'll start this off by saying I'm probably the least well versed on Predator movies. I've seen the original, which we have reviewed. I've seen Prey, which we have reviewed. That's it. So I don't know how many am I missing. Seems like there's Predator 2.
Yeah, you're missing Predator 2 from 1990 or 89 or something like that.
Okay.
You're missing, if we want to count, Alien vs. Predator from like 2006.
Okay.
And then you have Alien vs. Predator Requiem from 2009, I want to say.
Okay.
Then you're missing Predators, that's plural, from 2010.
Okay.
And then you're missing The Predator from 2018, which is absolutely the worst movie
Probably
of the franchise.
Terrible film.
Yeah, like laughably bad, like money laundering tier, right? Like really, really bad movie.
Genuinely.
And then you've seen Prey, and then there's the animated Predator Killers of Killers, which just came out earlier this year, which you haven't seen either.
Which is also Dan Trachtenberg, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah. The last 3 films are all Dan Trachtenberg. Prey, Predators, Killers for Killers, and then this one. This is his first theatrical release, though, right? Prey should have had a theatrical release, but like kind of post-COVID, like early 2022 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Killers of Killers was, of course, animated, so a little smaller scale.
I've got a physical copy of Prey, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here we are. It's 2025.
Here we are.
We've got Predator Badlands. I would say arguably the one that expands what we as the film-going audience have seen of the Predator lore and predators as a species, like in way more than anything else we've seen so far.
The Yautja.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would agree with that from just from the movie filmatic scale, right? Like obviously if you get into comic books and lore, it's a little different.
Sure.
When you get into media you can read. The animated Killers of Killers kind of expands about to the same table as this one, I would say. But this is effectively the biggest lore-driven film you get in the entire franchise, like by far. Everything else is very much rooted in kind of the Prey ideology, Adam, where you got a predator placed somewhere and he's killing a bunch of people, right? Like they're effectively slashers.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's like the other like 6 films in this franchise.
Gotcha.
How's everyone feeling?
I'll go last.
I'm fucking
Adam?
all in.
Okay.
You're all
I'll
in.
take it.
Yeah, dude, I had a fucking blast. I found myself in a really good headspace with this movie. The opening really pulled me in right away. Love the title screen on this, and then just the adventure portion of it. There are some little things, but overall, I had an absolute blast. I thought this was phenomenal. I think this is a great way to pick up from where Prey was. Great way to expand. And then you obviously get a little glimpse of the Yautja Prime and everything like that in Killer of Killers, and so I think it's a great way to expand on that. Yeah, dude, I had a killer time with this. Very, very fun in my mind, in my opinion. So I'm a fat recommend.
For sure.
Did you hang on? Did you tell Papa Schwartz? Had you seen this movie before talking to Papa Schwartz about it?
No, I saw this yesterday.
Okay. All right. Because Papa Schwartz came out of the movie saying, "Man, that was so much fun. That was just a really fun movie." And I've never heard him use that term so many times to describe a movie. There's nothing wrong with it. I use that term all the time. We use that term all the time. So maybe he's just picked it up, just from listening and stuff. But I was like, what? I've never heard.
Maybe
you
Dan
say this movie's
Trachtenberg's
a
got
ton of fun.
Got Papa Schwartz, man.
He might.
His number.
He might.
Yeah.
I'll piggyback off that. I'm right there with Ty. Had a blast. It is to his and Papa Schwartz's point. It is a fun movie. And I'll echo again. I'm gonna mirror almost everything Tyler just said because the opening just grabs you right away. I think it's very standout opening to me of like it was one of those things where I was watching the movie and I was like, man, like I don't know some openings to movies I don't think about, but like or think about in terms of like where they stand in terms of other openings. I was like that once the title card came, I was like that whole, especially like the first 10 minutes or so, but even up until the title card comes, I'm like, man, that whole sequence up until now has been one of the more like fun ways and memorable ways to start a movie that I can like remember in recent memory at least. It definitely stands out, definitely gets you going,
Okay.
grips you right away. And I think that kind of investment that you get from the opening carries at least carries your engagement and carries your care obviously throughout the rest of the movie, but it does a good job of doing that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun in this movie. I was a little nervous going into it of like how much am I going to enjoy this as someone who hasn't seen a majority of the Predator movies, but like also feeling like they don't overdo it in terms of like how much you need to see the other ones or how much lore you've missed out on. Like I kind of got the gist as someone who's kind of coming into this relatively light on like their Predator background. It wasn't overwhelming. It was kind of and was able to get into the story and the characters and everything just fine. Yeah, man. I saw this in Dolby. Very good Dolby viewing experience. I don't know if anyone saw it in IMAX or Dolby. I've heard IMAX is good too, but like the sound in Dolby and the sound design during the action scenes and everything, it was awesome. Definitely one of those ones that you will benefit from watching it in a premium theater. So if you have that available to you, highly recommend seeing it in either Dolby or IMAX.
I saw it
definitely
with
stand out there.
lasers.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, lasers.
IMAX laser,
Nope, just lasers.
just regular laser.
Yep.
Okay.
Shoot them right into your head.
Did you see this at Lake in the Hills?
Yep.
God.
It's just so easy. You know,
I know it is. It is for you. I know the proximity. I know your proximity to that theater, and if I had a theater like that close,
it's right there.
it'd be hard to justify. It'd be hard to justify.
And yesterday I got fucked in traffic, like terribly. I've had a long week, so like Monday and Tuesday were very long for me, and then yesterday I got caught out in the city because I couldn't deliver some stuff for an event until 2. So then I didn't leave the city until like 3. So then I didn't get back to the DC until like 4, and then I got slammed by an accident, like basically the exit right before Barrington, and movie started at 5. We all know you get like a half hour almost before the movie starts. So I was like, I should be able to make it there. I sat in traffic for an hour and a half. Took me an hour and a half to get home, and I was so close to canceling my ticket, Lake in the Hills, picking up the show at 5 o'clock in South Barrington IMAX. But I was like, that like 25-30-minute drive home after the movie, I don't want to do. So
yeah, for sure.
I was
Is
like,
Barrington that far?
Like, I'll risk it. It's about 25, 30. It's hard because Randall, 90 you're probably pretty good on, but Randall you'll get caught up on lights.
Right.
Yeah, Randall's tough.
No, I've gone up and down Randall quite a few times. It is tough.
But I stuck with it. I made it with like 5 minutes, and we were good to go.
Nice. I'm a recommend. Really enjoyed this movie. Definitely wanted to see in theaters. Like I think a good portion of this movie is the viewing experience in theaters for me. Not saying it's all of it. I think it's gonna hold up on or at home, but definitely added to it. Definitely one of those movies to see on the big screen. Nathaniel?
Yeah, I saw this one in Dolby. Like you were saying, thought it was pretty good in Dolby as well too. Much more mixed. I'm definitely more positive than negative. I will still be a recommend, but this definitely felt to me like trying to build Predator for a new audience and like a younger audience and that kind of thing. I think the structure of the movie itself was like, oh, okay, we're doing a hero's journey from Predator's point of view. Okay, but we can do that. I didn't feel very like they thought too far outside the box, and like even from what I know of Predator background and that kind of thing, this is pretty much your like bog standard. Like this is what the Predator world is like. Strength, you got to go like find your, make your kill, come back, like do that stuff. And I just almost wish we'd had a movie to like of that kind of thing before we were setting up the like this one's different kind of thing on that stuff. If we were gonna go this route where we need to explore more of the Predator world and lore and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I felt myself thinking of a lot of it. Like I was like, oh, this feels very Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel in certain parts, and just kind of where the kind of team. And I'm not trying to. I'm avoiding spoilers, but like Deck is the runt of the litter. That's pretty. That's not a spoiler. It's like from the start, and like he survives with some help from his friends, right? So yeah, I liked it. I thought there was some cool parts to it. I thought it does enough to like keep the world going. Seems that a lot of other people are very the overall reception has been positive. The people in my theater felt like they were very positive. Waz has been very positive on it as well too. I seem to be a little bit more in the minority where I liked it, didn't love it. So yeah. Still a recommend though.
Yeah, that's valid. I'm actually really torn on this, guys, because as you guys know, I'm a big Yaoja guy, right? This is kind of like people talk about like reading like comic books of Marvel and DC and stuff when they were little, but like this is like shit I really explored it. It's like this is huge for me. And I'm kind of mixed. On one hand, I really like the movie in terms of it expanding the Yaoja lore and kind of recalling a lot of stuff. If anyone's read any of the media, right, you're very well versed in. So it's really cool to see that stuff come to light. And Dan Trachtenberg, in my opinion, is like, as long as he's making these movies, like he's the franchise is in the right direction. He is somebody who thoroughly enjoys the Predator universe and is well versed in it, right? So like that's always a good feeling as a fan. You have that. The part where I'm kind of torn on is like I almost don't like the word I'm going to use here is probably like Disney-fy. They like Disney-fied the movie, right? Excuse me. And that's the only thing that like really hurts me. Because even in all the media and the comic books and everything you read, and going back to the other films in the universe as well, there's not as much as like comedic undertones and like I said, it almost, part of it seems like it's a Disney Marvel movie, right? Like part of it seems like that, and like that's the part that really gets under my skin, because I feel like the bones of lore building are absolutely there and something we need to continue the franchise like for the foreseeable future, opposed to just giving us Yaoja slashers in different time periods, which, don't get me wrong, are awesome. Prey
100%.
is awesome, right? Don't get me wrong, but we gotta get back into the or we gotta dive into the lore. I should say for the first time on film, because the animated one, Killers of Killers, which I don't know how many of you guys have seen that. I think Ty said he saw it too and he loved it.
Yeah.
The animated one like dives all the way into the lore too. And that went across as really well with people who are knowledgeable of kind of the franchise, right? So this is them trying to bring that to theater and kind of a larger budget. But yeah, it's overall, I really like it. I love the lore building. I love the homage back to comic books, and Dan Trachtenberg is incredibly versed and knowledgeable of kind of the Yaoja lore and world building. But I'm tough, dude. At one hand, I like really love this movie, and it's like arguably my favorite Predator movie. But then like I get to the Disney-fied version of it, and I'm like, oh, that's terrible. So I'm gonna be a recommend though. Ultimately, it's still a good movie. Probably the most appealing Predator movie we're probably ever gonna get. So like it's like if you want to get somebody into this world, I think this is the one you put on in front of them, right? And then if they like it, then it's like, okay, let me show you kind of the darker, grimy things. But yeah, so I'm gonna recommend. I'm kind of bouncing around on this, but I am ultimately way more positive than I'm probably making it out to be transparent. Really enjoyed the film. Just didn't like the Disneyfication, if that's the word we're going to use, of it. But yeah, overall, still incredibly positive.
I think the maybe the classroom version of that would be it's a departure in tone. It's a tone switch for sure in what has come before to what is now. This version of it. Disneyfication works as well too, but yeah, it is definitely it's definitely a much more approachable Predator film than like what we have in the past, where it's in essence, group of killers is stalked by a killer, and madness ensues, kind of thing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's a good way to put it there. But yeah, I mean, I would love to get into spoilers so we can kind of talk about some of that lore and world building that I think Dan Trachtenberg has a great ear for. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, let's do it. Seems like recommends all around though. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to. Nathaniel, would you still ultimately recommend?
Yes, I would ultimately recommend it. I would. I would. There's so much worse that people could do,
for sure.
Like
it's still a decent time at the theater.
It really is. I'm happy that like people seem to be taking to it, like it seems to be doing well, so like I'm cool with them doing more of this and that kind of stuff. I hope it gets people onto the Predators and like the old ones as well too. I'm a sucker for Predator 2. I love how insane it is as well.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Like it is full like that 90s excess, and that's kind of what I love about it. And like Predators, I also hold a special place in my heart. I love Adrian Brody. That's a movie that's got like is from 2009 and has got Walton Goggins and Mahershala Ali in supporting roles.
Lawrence
like,
Fishburne.
Yeah, like it's crazy the people that are in that movie. Former UFC winner Oleg Tartarov is in that movie as the Russian guy.
I never knew that guy was in UFC.
Yep, it's insane. It's just an insane movie, and I think it's pretty good as well too. And then you have The Predator, which is one of the worst movies on the planet. So like it's insane. It's insane that that this franchise exists. I hope this gets more people into it. But it's not my favorite of the franchise in any way.
All right. Well, let's get into spoilers. If you've not seen Predator Badlands and don't want to spoil it for you, go ahead, check that episode description. We've left a timestamp you can jump to. We'll be taking the ranking of the movie up upon our Entropy list.
Up upon.
Spoiler time, Nathaniel. Do you have like the Disney noise?
Oh, is that a sad trombone?
Yeah, right.
That works too.
No, I don't mean to kick this movie hard. Like I think it's smart. I think they like the PG-13 makes sense. It opens this movie up. I think like it takes the idea of like, damn, aren't predators cool? And it's like, yep, here's the backstory of a cool predator that like everyone can palate and that kind of thing. I don't love the story kind of just happens. Like part of like why do they get back together other than like he's like, oh well, the wolf pack means I go back for my family. Sure, glad that person told me that thing that one time. And like just the I don't know, the kind of mute creature thing that's following him around and stuff. I think the ending is cool where he goes back and like
I agree.
And like, you know, takes out his family and stuff. Yeah. And I even think like the ultimate message of like him coming back with the head of the android, that's really like that is really cool and really significant. This like I think in a tonally different movie, that's what you build to, where it's like, oh, we here in the Predator universe have never come across something like this. Here's a human, like what seems to be a human, but is in all ways upgraded. and like this is an actual danger to us now. And oh, by the way, they're affiliated with this thing Wayland Yutani. Now that's a thing in the Predator universe, and like we got to be prepared for that. Like that, I think is like significant and could be cool and could be played a different way. But in this, like it's almost undercut by like the rest of the gang coming in to save the day there and that kind of thing. So yeah, that was, I think, for me, kind of like emblematic of the rest of the movie, where like there was a lot of cool ideas that I thought were interesting for the Predator universe, but maybe I was seeing a movie that this one didn't necessarily want to be or wasn't what they were making at that point. And that's okay.
Yeah, dude, I think that's valid, man. And like I said, I'm probably more positive than I'm making it out to be.
I think I am too. Like I did like the movie, had a good time with it. Like, at the end of the day.
We got another Dune 2 situation on our hands, boys. Nathaniel hates this fucking movie and he's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Time will tell, baby.
It's for sure. But
time's not on your side with Dune.
Is it?
It only grows stronger by the day.
Hey, they actually just wrapped up filming for Dune 3.
Oh yeah, they did.
Until that one comes out as shit and then just tanks the franchise. Like it's the
it can happen. It's impossible.
It's the Spider-Man 3 of the franchise where it just
Jesus Christ
just nukes it like for a while.
If it does, it's because that's the way it is written.
As is written.
It's supposed to happen that way.
Yeah. We've got faith in Denny V though.
If it's I was gonna say, dude, that would have to be Denny V's worst movie, and I can't.
Yeah, it would
that
for sure.
Happens with the Dune Part 3.
I agree.
The source material is strong enough. I still can't wait to see how he adapts it, but we're not talking about Dune. What were we just talking? What was the point that we were leaving off on? How much you guys like it?
But We're going to podcast typical podcast ratio here where everyone else likes it and I hate it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I ultimately see where Nathaniel's coming from, because I was really torn walking out of this, where I was like, man, I really like it, but I didn't like just kind of like the PG-13. There's jokes. I'm watching a Predator have empathy and compassion, right? It's just like against everything I've ever read about and learned in my 15 years of being interested in this shit, right? So like that is
against everything they set up in this movie. Like, they make it very clear,
right?
That's not supposed to be a thing, even
for sure, man. And obviously with the lore too. So it's awesome that they did kind of show that, because it's very in depth and very heavy in terms of how like prideful they are. They're a species with a very high honor code, right? Of like, if you're failing at things, you're ultimately like not worthwhile, right? You even like showing empathy to siblings and whatnot, right? It's like you just don't really have that type of stuff. But obviously it kind of comes full circle in the sense of the story. One thing I do want to give them a shout out though, ultimately, is creating a language for the Yaoja to communicate in, which is really awesome. The first time we've seen that in a theater adaptation. Killers of Killers had that. Then the other movies, you just kind of get like that crackling noise they make. But in this one, they've made a language where like they can communicate with each other. And then, of course, they made it the easy answer of why we can understand it and why the Wayland Yutani fucking synthetic can understand it. It was just like, I forgot what she said it was. It was like universal communication. Yeah. It's like, I can speak in my language and you can speak in yours and we understand each other. Or like something like that to get around it, right? Which, but it was like, cool, they made the language for sure.
Right. Yeah. I guess the only thing I'm kind of getting hung up on with you guys is the PG-13. Did you like? So, in my opinion, it's very hard to make this a rated R, because the only thing that would make this a rated R is blood, which there are no humans, so we don't have to do that, and the swearing, which Yaocha probably wouldn't swear in their language, or if they do, you wouldn't understand it, and they probably wouldn't put it on screen. And the synthetics, they're technically a higher intelligence form. There's always that thing of like, people of higher intelligence don't necessarily cuss as much. And so I don't think that would really be in their vocabulary. So those are the only two things that would make this like technically a rated R movie. So I just don't think that that's. I think it's a really smart way to just say we don't have to go that route because we don't have to. And the jokes I definitely get, but they happened at the right time. It wasn't like they were overly done. There was only like 2 times where I can actually like sit there and be like, where I was like, hey, that's kind of funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think it was overplayed too much, which I guess is why it didn't affect me, I guess, as much as it's kind of pulling you guys in. I didn't really see the Disney vacation of it. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I just didn't get that from my viewing experience. I like the fact that he got around the, Yautja don't. We're very singular. I like the way that he got around. Like, okay, you're a tool. Like, I'm just going to use that to my advantage.
Awesome. I agree with that.
And realistically, she is synthetic, so that's kind of it's a cool way to kind of like blur that line for him. And I totally understand the empathy part of Yautja not really having that, but I think the relationship that you get between him and his brother, because like obviously there's not like a ton of empathy between like their species, but there is still that pride in like clan and family. And so I like the fact that I got a feeling of like that's where his emotions are coming from. And especially when you like when they set the tone, like your dad just fucking kills your brother.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right in front of you because he ordered him to kill you and he didn't do it.
And he couldn't do it.
And dude, I was just like, holy shit. So
that was a heavy setup. I agree.
Yeah, I thought the setup was great. Going back to what I said earlier, how the opening pulled me in. I love the like speeder bike kind of thing we're going through there. I love the fact they did like the little beetle bug getting eaten by the scorpion, getting eaten by the lizard, and then it gets killed by the speeder bike. Because I just got done watching Prey, and they also do it. It's later in the movie. It's not the title screen, but it's essentially the little mouse gets eaten by the snake, and then the predator kills the snake after it eats both of those in like very close succession of one another. So I really like that title opening. And then I thought it was so smart. Video games do this in most stories now. They make you play like 30 minutes of the game, and then you finally do something, and then they hit you with the title screen. This was so smart to just get you bought in with something. You're like 15, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes in, and then they finally hit you with Predator or Badlands. And I was like, dude, this was so smart to delay this instead of just hitting people over the heads with it right off the bat. So I really like that aspect of it too.
I know Dan Trachtenberg has talked about like video game influence on this movie, and like how he's wanted to see like big budget, like well done versions of Uncharted and other stuff as well too, and like he thinks that that is like a fertile ground for that stuff. And I mean, I feel like there is that influence I think that you can see here in some of those scenes, particularly in kind of like the setup that he does and kind of where I think he comes at it from the character perspective. And I think like he might have talked about like the character of Tia as like a lot of times in games you end up with like a companion that you're carrying on your back or something like that, or that you're like talking to and that kind of thing, and they're a lot of times very different from the protagonist. Yeah, exactly, like in personality and that kind of thing. And like again, part of me, like I could see that and I understood that, and like the PG-13 thing I wouldn't say necessarily bothered me. I think again for me it's the shift in tone where it is like there's scary PG-13 movies. Signs is a fucking PG-13 movie, right? Like and that's got those things out there, and like you can make green blood and white goo inside of robots freaky and like have sense of danger to it as well too.
Alien, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like
and even in
Prey, like Dan Trachtenberg,
the snake, and it moves. and that's like a jump scare within that.
Yeah, or like I think Cloverfield Lane is a PG-13 movie if I'm not mistaken, and like it's freaky as well too, just from the performances and like the situations that you set up and that kind of stuff. And I think like he's definitely got those skills. For me, it's like it's again more of that like you're gonna show me a predator who's out on his own, like going on his hunt and like growing up and that kind of thing. Cool. What I don't need is the like, man, we're just a wolf pack and you're the alpha. And like we're all together and the family's here and like we're just a group of outsiders and like that kind of that sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, all right, well then the person that tells you that fucking betrays you. And then for whatever reason, just because you told them, they told you that, you're like, well, all right, whatever. Going back, we're going to go and save them now. That's where I like get to the thing of like things just happen because they have to happen, and that's the movie we want. And like there's better versions of that.
Yeah, I would say, and that's a good point too. But one thing I want to jump into, and I haven't seen too much discourse on this around. I've seen it kind of pop up a little bit in a Yaoja Reddit forum I kind of peruse in. But nonetheless, one thing I immediately caught as I watched AVPR maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
And terrible movie, but one of my favorite. And like kind of within the Yaoja community and Predator community, everyone has dubbed the
Wolf?
Predator in AVPR as Wolf because he's a lone wolf on a mission.
Yeah.
And that's the highest ranking Predator we've seen on film thus far, based on like the attributes we've seen him display and the weapons he has access to. Right, where like he's basically sent on a one-man task as a cleanup crew for like an awful disaster of xenomorphs mixing with predators.
Well, and I think it's a reference to Mr. Wolf from Pulp Fiction, who like does the same thing.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, like
I didn't think of that.
And
maybe that's what he gets his name from.
Yeah, he's the cleanup crew in essence, basically in that one. I think is where that original reference is from as well too. But like I agree, so, to the same thing. Like it's kind of that same character as well.
And I think, and even to dive into that further, what I really found interesting, not to cut you off there, is that I think some of that is in the world building too, where there's I don't know if I want to connect the dots that strongly, but I think some of it even alludes to that his brother, who ends up sacrificing himself for I forgot. Deck. I think that was his name. Yeah. May like in a universe may be the Predator from AVPR because some of his weaponry on the wall is reminiscent of the weaponry that he has in AVPR, which is like the highest ranking weaponry we've seen, where he's got like a whip with Yaoja symbols and shit on it, right? And like you can just see that shit sitting on the backgrounds. That was a really cool callback to me to see once they brought up like the wolf thing, which I didn't connect it until she said the word wolf. So,
gotcha.
Long-winded answer, me nerding out, but go ahead, someone please jump in.
Some of the other things that I thought was interesting, especially because I'm really happy I watched Prey.
Sure.
Back off this, because there is a scene where the Predator in that is obviously fighting a wolf as well. So that kind of also brought that back to a reference. But then one of the cool things is right before her brother gets killed by the Predator in Prey, he says to her, bring it home. So it's kind of like Deck's older brother said, bring home your kill. And so it's cool that reference was also there in that. So I thought that was cool. Again, going back to just the different clans that are in the Yaoja tribes, like it's so cool to see the different face masks, the different weaponry they all have. And obviously there's different time periods, but there's obviously different clans within that. So I think it's very cool that even the Yaoja from Prey looks totally different from the other ones that we have seen on film before, and obviously look totally different from what we saw with Deck and his family and his clan and everything like that. So just so cool how in depth the clans are and where they come from and everything like that. So it's just great to be able to get another version of this on screen.
Yeah. No, Ben, I think you're hitting it on the head here. And especially in terms of like how deep the lore and world building goes, where I mean, we've talked about how they're such a high honor code, right, of species and things of that nature. And as you see, the father's even kind of holding the other son to it of like, hey, like he was a runt, we should have killed him, right? He's not going to be able to sustain our species. He's not going to be able to kill to the level we want him to. So trying to hold up an honor. But even when it's his son goes to fight him, his father turns on his invisible shield, which like is not an honorable thing to do because the other person doesn't have an invisible shield, right?
Yep.
So like that's even like the next layer where they like dig into that shit too. And you can see how like the father's like not really the most honorable Yaoja either, right? So like he might have been outcast at one point, or he might have been
dude's a pussy.
Yeah, essentially,
Interesting
for
because
sure. I would say he is for sure. As soon as he put on the invisible field,
He
that's
is,
what I
man.
thought to myself too. I was like, oh, this guy's
Yeah.
fucking lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
that is lame.
their whole clan
sure.
could be technically kind of in exile currently.
Yeah, we
because
could be
if,
outcasts.
if
Yeah,
you
for
if
sure.
you pull up into that, like when he's pulling into their area at the end,
Mhm.
I mean, Yaoja Prime obviously isn't the most, sophisticated planet on the face of the earth or anything like that, but
Right.
like it literally looks like
Well, no,
there
it wouldn't be the
is
face of the earth.
nothing.
It's Yaoja Prime.
Yeah, true. But it looks like a shithole. Like
Yeah,
parts of
I agree.
the other parts of the planet definitely do have like places that look like livable spaces and everything like
Mhm.
that. This one just did not look big at all. It did not look
I agree.
very well established. So yeah, it was interesting that that you bring up the fact that maybe he could have been exiled or is living in exile right now. Maybe that's like what it is. If like the head of the clan gets exiled, maybe the whole clan gets fucked. I don't know.
And then he runs his own regime.
Yeah.
Or
I was
something like that,
curious.
right? Because he's using ranged weapons. He's turning on invisible cloaks and fighting against people who don't have ranged weapons or invisible cloaks. Like,
doesn't
crazy.
Deck at the start is like, I fight like father, like as like to kind of like separate themselves as out too. So like if they are that kind of like exile clan, maybe he is saying like, I'm not the typical, like we already aren't the typical kind of like Yaoja hunter kind of thing. Like,
right.
There's something that separates them anyways, but
Yeah.
who knows?
That's a great point, fellas. One thing I do want to add, though, that I did really appreciate is them, like they obviously go about the Dex brothers' spaceship basically crash lands. The other synths, and Wayland Yutani synths, right, kind of clear out the inventory, clear out the weaponry, whatnot. But nonetheless, when you finally get the Wolf Pack team, right, of Thea, Deck, and Bud, right, getting back, Deck creates like essentially all of the like original Predator weaponry that we know as original from like the original films and series, just through like animals of the Badlands.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
So he puts like the shoulder cannon
really
from
cool.
like the fucking snake and shit. Like, yeah,
Didn't
that
love that.
That was awesome to see. Yeah, for sure.
I liked it. I liked it. And the blade glass.
I don't overly like things like that when it doesn't really seem overly feasible. So like the explosive bugs, keeping them in the leaf and everything like that, putting the shroud over the paralyzing
I was cool with all of
barbs. The whip is cool. The only thing I wasn't cool with was the little acid stick because it's like, how are you telling him how to aim? Like, where are you getting that from? All you're doing is feeding him like little berries.
100%
like,
where I was coming from.
How the fuck does he know where to shoot?
100%.
That was the only one where I was like, that's a bit of a stretch. But all the other weaponry I was totally cool with like the razor glass,
lizard,
the armor.
When a lizard sacrifices itself.
For sure.
Okay.
That was actually pretty funny too, for sure. I was like, I mean, I don't know.
That thing treats for like 2 hours tops, and he's gonna go out on a limb and kill himself with you.
I'm like, where's the
loyal.
self-preservation of that species, right? Like, if that's their self-preservation, like, there's no way they would last on the Badlands.
The other thing that like I came to like at the end of it was I was like, okay, so now we've officially gone like, okay, we have Wayland Yutani synthetics out here in the world, and like this I think seems to be furthest in the future almost for some of that based on like how the Wayland tech looks, where like usually it's almost like it's old CRT TVs and stuff, and now we have like full LED stuff. So what I come back to is just like, brother, if we sent fucking David, he would have crushed all these motherfuckers in like the first 30 minutes, man. Like I was
Michael
like,
Fassbender.
yeah,
Fassbender.
like Fassbender, like this planet would have already been under his control. He would have had the super alien.
Yeah, he's sick.
Like yeeted, like cooked up by the time any of these people got here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that guy would have took spoiler for the rest of the Alien franchise, right? Yeah, that guy definitely would have took some of the black goo from like LV 412 and like put it in the Kowalski, whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
He was not
like for sure.
He was not needing to be saved by another predator, man. That guy would have had this place locked up and all ready for Wayland by the time they got there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, how'd you guys feel about the buildup of meeting? What did he go there to hunt? It was like a Kowalski or something like that. Kowalski. Thank you, Kowalski. How'd you feel of the buildup of like finally seeing the Kowalski? You see all the destruction. The Synths are like, yeah, we've tried to fight him, and he ripped my legs off and dispatched our entire team. Right. So how do you guys feel was the buildup to that? Where Deck, 1v1s him and like proves he's a pretty good fighter, I would say.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think I like the build up for sure. I don't overly care for the fact that like it's 100% basically completely unkillable. Like without the ice, right? But without the ice thing, it's almost there's no other way. I don't know if fire would maybe like do it, but clearly cutting off its head is completely like cutting off any limb is just a no-go, even with like a plasma blade. So yeah, it's just it's interesting how far he would have had to go, because he didn't go back to the ship until later. He had no access to those weapons. Odds are, if Bud didn't spit on him and make him part of his clan, then Bud's mom, the actual full-grown Kowalski, would have killed him in that moment. Mm-hmm. Like you would have to almost think that would happen because he didn't have that weaponry on him.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I like the build up to it. I like the design of the Kowalski.
Yeah.
It's just over. It's OP, super OP.
Did you I'll give you this though. I did like Bud before he became like the Marvel funny baby cute character. I did like Bud's concept of being like wildly durable, that he can like withstand anything on the planet just from his outer shell. Sure. Like I was like, that's an awesome species. I like that. You know what I mean? So that's something that I thoroughly enjoyed. And then obviously they tagged him along for the journey for like the cute funny bits.
It's him like holding up the stick that was like the Predator's sword or something. I was just like,
It was kind of funny.
It was. It was, man. But yeah, like
didn't hate it, but I'm
with Nathaniel. I don't want that in my Yauja movie. I don't want that. You know what I mean? But I understand it. I understand it for sure. But yeah, man, shout out Bud. Like, so who's the hero of this? You'd have to argue Bud quietly, right? Like if Bud's not on their side, right? They're probably all dead.
It's true.
Bud is the most Guardians of the Galaxy of the movie, I think, but I don't care. I do like Bud. But now I am curious what like a sequel to this movie looks like if they do one, because is it just
obviously you see at the end like he's like mom, that's mother, so like they could go that route, but I genuinely think if they are smart, they just keep going. Just keep playing on this different timeline, different Yauchas show up to hunt different things. And I think that's the smarter route. I don't necessarily want to see
one predator story
that follows a singular predator.
I agree.
I just want to see different predators in different scenarios hunting different things, whether it's on Earth, other planets.
I agree.
Different timelines, whatever it is that you want to do. I think you go that route. I don't want to see the same story of Deck and team fighting his mom. I could care less at this point. Just leave it how it is. You accomplished a majority of things that you wanted to accomplish with this movie. So yeah, I don't keep going with this.
Do you
guys want to see Deck again at all?
I mean, that would be the first time we've seen that in the franchise. So, like, I would say no. I completely agree with Tyler. I think I rather them just stay in Yautja Prime or follow different predators in different time periods while we continue to open the door to the Yautja lore. I would rather see it that way opposed to like just watching Deck, Bud, and I don't know, forgot the other fucking elephantines. Thank you. Right, like I'm sure it'd be cool to watch them see his mother and whatnot. Because I mean, if you dig even further into the lore, like they're very, you'd have to think of it similar to like birds of prey and like insects, right? Where like the moms are traditionally way larger than males.
Yeah,
they're like the people who run things. Like it would be cool to see that type of stuff. But like, no, man, just give me more lore building for sure.
Unless you're gonna put it in as like an Easter egg, you know, somewhere tied into the background where, you know, like that's Deck's, you know, child box or, you know, whatever the toy is, or, you know, something that gets passed down as just an Easter egg in one of the movies. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I don't want to see like a continuation of this.
I agree.
I had
I agree.
2 ideas for what they do next.
What you thinking, brother?
Predator versus RoboCop.
You're getting into some Fast 10 stuff here, buddy. Don't be going all Hobbs and Shaw on me. Don't make me come over.
I also would that be that close of a fight?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
are you underestimating RoboCop in that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, RoboCop is essentially what we would call a
cyborg.
Cyborg.
I mean,
he's definitely a cyborg.
No, yeah, I guess I would say hybrid, but I guess cyborg is probably the right word according to Alien Earth, where cyborgs were like born humans.
Yeah.
Right. And then it has like robotic synth enhancements.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Now RoboCop's more synth than human, but like also.
Yeah. But was human at one point in time.
Yeah, it still has organic matter, whereas like
Yeah.
hybrids are the brain in a robotic body kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah, they basically just upload human consciousness into a synth. Yeah.
Yeah. So RoboCop versus Predator. I'm in. Put the Predator back on like planet Earth in Detroit, and let RoboCop have to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's or. What was the other idea I had? It was something along those lines. Crap! Now that I've forgotten, boys, it'll come back to me.
It's all good. We're here for it.
We do have to transition out of spoilers here soon, but I don't want to give a shout out to the acting because I think like and also like the CGI / motion capture of Deck and his brother as well, but mainly of Deck. Like there really wasn't a moment where I was like, "Well, that's motion capture or that's CGI or that's fake." Like it really was very convincing, pretty much the whole movie for me. It was like on par with an Avatar level of motion capture where I was just there really wasn't much
facts
to. There really was not much of like an illusion or break of an illusion, I should say. Like it was really good and the acting was great.
I agree for sure. Even like the creatures I thought were done very well.
I'd agree.
Sometimes you can get into a lot of muddy water with that, and I didn't really see any break of bad animation where I was like, ooh, that doesn't look very good, or like the rest of the movie. But clearly Avatar struck something in Nathaniel's brain. So you want to see Yautja versus Avatar, or
I was gonna say Yautja Starship Troopers.
Mm.
Do you want to know more?
Would you like to know more?
Yeah, I think those would all be good mashups there. To Adam's point of the acting and kind of mocap and whatnot, totally agree. Had no idea this was Dakota. I had no idea Elle Fanning was Dakota Fanning's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Like while watching it, I was like, man, like she kind of looks like somebody, but like I couldn't put it together. And then the credits roll.
They're so weird as siblings. They don't. They like it is exactly that where it's like the resemblance like is there. Like in some
Yeah.
instances, they could be very similar, like almost the same person, but then when you see
For
them side by
sure.
side, very much not. It's so weird.
Yeah, for sure. So that was interesting for me. So then once the credits rolled, I was like, oh no shit, it's Dakota Fanning's sister. So that was a pleasant surprise for sure. Have you guys seen her in anything else? On a side note,
I actually
Elle
my
Fanning?
main introduction to her was in A Complete Unknown last year. The Bob Dylan biopic with Timothée Chalamet.
Oh wow.
She's got a prominent role in that. That was my like main introduction to her. But then as I was scrolling through her IMDb, as you know, going through this a little bit, there have been like some smaller things that I've seen her in. But she seemed like she's a child actress that kind of grew into this stuff.
Sure,
So
right.
she's got a lot of like credits in those regards of like child roles and stuff. So
yeah, I'm seeing like Super 8 and shit
Super
like
8
that.
is
But that's stuff I
definitely
would have
where I
never
know her.
known.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that.
yeah.
Funny enough. Also in Deja Vu
Mhm.
with Dakota Fanning. Maybe she plays like a double of her. I don't even know if there's siblings in that. I don't know.
She's Abby.
Strange.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah,
man. Cool.
Let's move on out of spoilers here, gents. I think we got a good session of spoilers in there. So welcome back, listeners who skipped over the spoiler segment of the podcast. We're going to go ahead and throw up Predator Badlands up upon our Entropy list. For those of you who do not know, the Entropy list is Back Row Banter's official list of all the movies we have reviewed, regardless of genre, regardless of anything else, all on one fantastic list. It's essentially how we rate our movies, rather than do it out of 5 stars, out of 10, whatever it is. We throw up all the movies we review on a list and see how they compare to one another. While we do that, it's or once we do that, they get sorted into tiers. We have 7 tiers here. That give you kind of a better idea of where that ranking attributes its value to. Is maybe how I should say that. But let's get it in here, gents. We have entry. How many movies we got here? I'm gonna guess it's like 254. Yep, 254.
763.
Nearly there.
Maybe one day. Predator lands. Do. All right. The Letterboxd poster has Elle Fanning as like the most prominent figure.
Oh,
that's interesting.
I
Main
mean,
character.
she's probably the only known actor in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess, and the only human face too. So I mean, maybe that makes sense. I just thought maybe you'd put the Predator.
You're the only human
At the
face
front.
I know, bud.
Thanks. I don't know how to take that.
Don't worry.
All right, I won't. I'm going to be worried about where I am ranking this movie.
OG Predator's 120.
120 for OG Predator. Good call there. Where's Prey
Where's
at?
Prey?
147.
Prey is 147.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what'd you say the OG one was?
120.
That is at 120.
Okay. It's tough. I know I was kind of down on it. And I kept saying, like, I think I'm actually higher than the way I'm making it out to be. Just off like lore building, though, like this is everything that this franchise needs. I feel like I've got to go above the original and Prey, and that sounds fucking crazy to say out loud.
I don't know if it does.
The lore building though is what we need, man. This like, you know what I mean? I think if this movie was made like 15 years ago, I wouldn't be as high on it. But the fact that like this was like so easily could have been in the dumps. We got fucking The Predator, which was fucking horrid. Like absolutely horrible, right? This is kind of what we needed, the lore expansion to get some ideas in here, man. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the tier list. Where's B tier end? 156. So B tier ends The Notebook.
What are you feeling?
I'll kind of. You know what? I'll do it. 119. 119. Right above
One
Predator.
above Predator?
Frozen 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but like Blade was like, I can't put it above Blade. Blade is fucking awesome. And I like this movie too, but I don't have any gripes with Blade where I'm like, oh, well, it's too fucking
Yeah.
tone off and Disneyfied per se, right? But I love the lore build, and I can't stress that enough. This is everything that like 16-year-old me would like die over.
I think I got my spot.
What are you doing?
1. 50.
Okay, I was like, I assume there's some numbers coming after that.
7. Below the Notebook.
157.
Below the Notebook, above Gladiator.
Okay. So for context, would you put that in B tier or would you put it in C tier? Because right now the Notebook is the cutoff from B to C.
Oh, this is yeah, C plus tier for me, I think. I said this is a 3.5. Like this is my like top tier 3.5. This is like that's also this is putting it above Last Duel and Crank. Like, you know, some
Sure.
movies that I'm there for. And I think Final Destination Bloodlines, like I've talked about that. That was one of my favorite movies from this year as well too. That was originally my cap, and like that this puts this movie above Trick or Treat as well too. So, you know, that was some of the other stuff, but I like this more than Gladiator.
Facts.
But
I totally agree with that.
I can't put this above things like I can't put this above Prey, but I can't put this above things like, you know, OG Frozen, The Strangers, Die Hard. I mean, there's some tough pills in there for me to swallow for this one. So
sure. So let me ask you this then, brother. If in a world where this exact film is made, but it doesn't have the tone that me and you, like, for lack of a better word, like almost despise, how do you feel about it? Like, if this has the tone that I want it to be honest with you, this movie would be like probably within like top 30 for me.
Yeah, I mean, like
no exaggeration.
I think it would be up there higher. I think for me, there's other things beyond the tone that I don't love. Like, even then, like the fact that we're like getting a Yautja movie and it is like this kind of like I've seen the other Predator movies, so I know what the Yautja like culture is supposed to be, right? Of this like very that kind of stuff, and the fact that we're kind of like getting that spelled out for us, like I don't find that very interesting. Like if we were kind of doing like stuff on the Yautja homeworld, I almost wish we were doing something more different and weirder and kind of like odder choices. But like I still think like in the ranking of Predator movies, it's probably. For me, it's probably Predator 1.
Sure.
Prey. Predators. And then this. Like
Predators
I think,
is nice. Yeah.
I think I like Predators more than I like this just because it like there's an element and like a thing of cleverness in Predators of like it where they like I won't spoil it for people that don't know, but like if you don't know the plot of Predators going into it, they do like subvert the expectations as well too. So I find that more successful than this, but I still think this is like it's probably better than most of the Alien movies. Like, you know,
I think if you were to combine all those franchises, I think you
like,
put it in the top half.
Absolutely.
I
No
would
doubt.
have to say.
No doubt. It's totally serviceable. I think a lot of people will like it. I just don't think it's the one for me, you know? And so that's where I'm at.
I hear you. And Predators isn't bad, man. That's really the first one that we didn't give credit to. That's actually the first movie that expands the lore from media to theater adaptations.
Yeah.
For sure. It may not be as deep, but they do have like the bad blood Yautja and people that are against code of honors and whatnot. So
and Predators is another one of those perfect ones where like it'd be the best one to just wake up in a movie theater and it's playing. Because like if you don't know the premise, like it does play into that original Predator thing of like what the hell is going on here kind of thing. Or to just show your buddy one night and be like, just sit down, shut up, we're watching this movie. You don't know anything about it. Like, enjoy
For
it.
sure.
But
yeah.
Adam,
Ty.
Yeah, to counteract Nathaniel's 150 and get this where I want it, I'm gonna go. No, I'm kidding.
1.
No, I'm kind of with you on the numbers where you were at a little bit more, Blake. I will sacrifice a couple of things because I know it won't go above these in the long run. But yeah, like Blade 28 weeks later is hard to get past, but I think a harder bunch to get past is like Weathering with You, Watchmen, Paid in Full, District 9. I think those four are significantly harder for me to get past. So I'm gonna go 115.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it just a little bit above there, and just go below District 9 and above the Long Walk.
Yeah, that's valid, man. And now that you're saying that too, I mean, I could totally see that. On it, to be honest with you, I mean, you're always splitting hairs. You could get me to put this above Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
It's funny that
Black Panther.
But
yeah, absolutely. That movie's,
it's funny that you say it like that, and then 2, it's funny that you say that in general because I was just kind of like looking at it there, and I was like, how the fuck did this movie get to win?
I totally agree with that
movie.
We love Ryan Coogler though. Shout out Ryan Coogler
for sure.
We love him, but yeah, that movie is not that. Shouldn't be ranked that high. Adam,
I'm really split.
Yeah, you can carry this thing, man. I mean, you said you like it, or talk to me. Is this your favorite Predator movie you've seen so far?
Yeah, I can say that pretty much without hesitation. I do really like Prey. Like Prey was pretty cool. I think OG Predator, like I could appreciate it, but it's aged.
Yeah, it's dated, different time.
Yeah, which like that happens. I'm not mad about it, but it's just in terms of overall enjoyment of like when I first watched that, whatever. Yeah, I definitely like this more than both those. So I'm definitely looking in that same range that you were Tyler at. It's just there are just some movies that like I definitely don't want to put this above. Like Weapons is too low, La La Land's too low. Barbarian, I would argue is maybe a little bit too low. Like there are definitely some movies that are going to take a hit for me.
Weapons?
Like 147.
Weapons is Weapons is 126.
147.
Too low in my opinion.
I agree.
So, but there are then too many movies in this range where I'm like, no, this is definitely better than this, and this. Rebel Ridge way too high. I don't know why it's that high. You guys are crazy,
dude. This is better than Weapons, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
You're also fucking crazy.
Whoa,
this is better than Weapons, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
you back me up on that?
I would probably back you on that. I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier to consume. I don't know. It's really, really close. But I think if I was gonna like sit there on a regular basis and be like, yeah, let's turn this on, or like let's turn this on. The other problem too is like we talked about like biopics being like oversaturated for us when we were going through a lot of those, and like currently I'm in this mood of like I didn't even bring this up earlier, but I forgot to. But Nathaniel kind of said something that made it seem like he almost wanted this to be a little bit more like a horror movie. I'm so horror movied out that I do not want that for this movie. I understand that's kind of the tone of the Yautja that maybe some people were looking for, but I have heard from 5 people this last week, because I've told people like, oh yeah, I do a podcast, and they're like, there's really not any good movies coming out. And I'm like, that's not true. You're just not going to see movies enough in theaters. But the other part of it is the only genre that's constantly making movies right now, that's pumping them out on a regular fucking basis, is horror. And I am just so horror movied out at this point. It's like probably 75% of our podcasts. And so, yeah, I'm at the point where I didn't want that for this. I didn't realize it until Nathaniel had said it. That I didn't want that for this. But yeah, I think I'm glad it didn't go that route. Of this being like trying to be scary horror movie. I'm glad that this kind of went the lighter route. I'm glad that it's kind of trying to get maybe the younger crowd or people who wouldn't necessarily be in the Yautja territory. I'm glad it's trying to kind of get them into it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm broken. I don't know.
No, it's valid, man. It's valid.
But Weapons is hard to consume, dude. Like, let me go watch that movie with a bunch of friends that, one, probably don't like horror, and two, probably won't understand it, versus like, hey, we could totally turn on Predator. Like, and people would probably be like, oh yeah, for sure, sick.
Yeah.
So it's close. I might be on that hill with you.
Love to hear it, man. Yeah, I'm rocking. Obviously, Nathaniel and Adam were like, that's fucking crazy. But
I mean, I get where Ty's coming from. Horror has been very prevalent, especially in the last, I would say, like 2 years, especially. Anyway, I need to pick a spot. And
say it with your heart, man. Where do you feel like it goes? Have some compassion for Yautja, some empathy for Yautja.
The highest I can put this is gonna be one. Sorry, it's 114.
Oh, okay.
Below. Actually, scratch that. 113. Below Watchmen, above Paid in Full.
Okay.
That's like the highest I could put it, and I do.
I thought you were gonna go lower. I was about to call.
So did I.
I was gonna be like, I'm so surprised. What is this guy thinking?
Yeah, I'm surprised Adam.
It was between that or 119 where Blake had it below Blade, because Blade and 28 Weeks Later are tough. But
yeah, Blade is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I love Blade, bro.
Yeah, Blade's fun. So
tucking my style
for sure, dude.
But I'll be an advocate for the movie because I did really have a good time with it. So I'll give it the higher ranking that I was going with. We do have an average ranking then of 126. So funny enough, we have to tie break it with Weapons.
Oh,
above or below Weapons?
Just go to IMDb because we
I'm
both
going,
know that.
I'm going below. And y'all
you're gonna go below.
Said,
Nathaniel's gonna go below, and Blake's gonna go higher, and I'll go higher. Just for the sake of being devil's advocate. So take it to IMDb.
Oh boy.
They tied.
Okay. No. Now here's the tricky thing. Predator Badlands being the new movie only has 27,000 reviews versus 237,000 reviews for Weapons.
What's Weapons?
So I will give
sorry, brother.
I will give that kind of context before we rank this, but as it stands, as we said before, Predator 7.6, Weapons 7.5.
Oh wow, we'll take it, man.
So
we'll take it.
Predator Badlands for now.
Just like plenty of other things on this list, we have made addendums. We have gone on record that we have made some very early on mistakes when movies come out. And we'll fix it if we have to, but currently it sounds like
we'll just
Black Panther Forever is the next one on the chop block, and maybe we'll get to this one a year down the road.
I agree, man. We may have to sacrifice that one.
All I'll say is that my theater was hooting and hollering at the end of Weapons, and there was maybe a wet whimper at the end of fucking Predator Badlands in my theater. Oh, great. Really looking forward to that sequel where his mom shows up. Fun.
Predator, mom's
to make matters worse. On Letterboxd, bro, they're also separated by 0.1. So Weapons on Letterboxd is 3.7. Badlands is 3.6. So,
wow. So if we tie broken the other way.
So maybe our entry list is, maybe we got the right order going on here, fellas. We're
unrelated. I do think we should be using Letterboxd rankings and ratings.
Agree. We should probably start
using
that going forward.
We should start it right now.
Not today. Not today. Starting next week.
I do personally use Letterboxd and refer to that way more than IMDb. So going forward, I actually am down. Jokes aside, I am down for Letterboxd.
Well, we're just using Letterboxd descriptions now too. We're not even fuck IMDb. Delete it from your phone.
We can do that too.
I never.
I mean, sure. And maybe we get a Letterboxd
Sure,
sponsorship
sure.
somewhere in there.
I've been reading IMDb
never
trivia
know.
since I was 16. You can pry it out of my cold dead
jeez.
hands.
I actually feel
Awesome.
y'all that deeply, man.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Predator Badlands at 126. We are going to do a extra abbreviated outro bit here because we are long on time, even on episode runtime. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Our next week's review, sorry, I almost forgot that bit. That is going to be The Running Man, featuring the man who is running, Mr. Glenn Powell, and Coleman Domingo. So
Good
check
thing-
that out. That's in theaters this weekend. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say nothing scary about that one. No horror about The Running Man, so we're good. Tyler will be, it's fine. He'll be okay.
Is that sarcastic?
It's written by Stephen King.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's a
but it's
guy
not-
who's
it's
literally
not like-
running for his life.
It's not like jump scares, is it? What's the genre?
I don't know. We're all
it's gonna
scared out
be-
nowadays. It's everything's
It's gonna be
spooky.
a mixture of action.
There's no scary.
Yeah.
There's no movies other than scary movies nowadays.
That feels
I mean, you got a
hyperbolic.
point.
Anyway, join us for the Running Man review next week. Do share the podcast with a friend, family member, maybe a Yautja that you encounter somewhere out there in the Wyoming Badlands. While you're doing that, follow us on Twitter, Banter Out. YouTube is Back Row Banter. Our email is backrowbanterpod@gmail.com. All of our personal plugs are in the episode description. You can go check them out there if you feel so inclined. Thank you all for listening. What is this, episode 257? We'll see you next week for Running Man. BRB.
America. Ready for another lesson.
You guys think young kids know cursive? Know how to write in cursive?
No,
Right? Like you pick
no,
your. We'll say
I
you pick your
barely-
18-year-old up right now.
No, I can guarantee you they don't. Because I was like the last. I actually was the last ship for that.
For sure.
Like I
Can you
stopped learning
read
cursive. And,
cursive?
like, I can read cursive. I can't write it. So I stopped. Yes, I stopped learning cursive in 4th grade, maybe 3rd or 4th grade was like the last year that they stopped or they were teaching it.
Yeah.
So I can read it. I just cannot write it.
Yeah.
I'm doing the
Crazy enough, being like between the group here, like I'm pretty much on par with that. Obviously, I'd learned it like all throughout grade school and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But could I write like an entire? Can I write an entire thesis in cursive? I would say no. Right now, like I can read one for you in cursive, but in
Right.
terms of
That
what
just
I can
seems-
put down pen to paper in cursive is like very limited.
okay. I guess
If
that's
I'm writing fast and I'm trying to get something done, it actually
It
has
becomes
remnants
cursive.
of cursive in it.
yeah.
I do notice that. I'm like, oh, that's where that comes from. People just didn't pick up the pen, and then
Yeah.
we had a way to write while doing that. That makes sense. The only time I regret not knowing how to write cursive is when I'm writing a card, like a thank you card or like a
Yeah, your
looks a
signature,
little better.
that kind of
obviously.
thing. Like, yeah, I can like obviously I have a signature that I can do, but like that's the only time I regret not knowing because like I do feel stupid like just printing when I'm trying to like handwrite a card and it just feels kind of like half-assed because I can't write in cursive. Like the cursive does add something to that, but that's really the only situation where I'm like, ah, man, I wish I knew cursive. Like besides
I mean,
that,
I used to
let's
practice
see.
my signature.
I did
Yeah,
too.
we
for,
definitely
I
had
used to, I used to have like a notebook just filled with like a bunch of signatures. I would just sit there.
I
sometimes
definitely
and
had.
just
I mean, I definitely had
practice my
pages.
name.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing growing up because I especially had to practice because they stopped teaching me cursive. So that by the time it was like, all right, you got to figure out how you're going to sign your name. I was like, all right, well, I got to practice my letters then, so I can do my name in cursive.
I'm trying to find
It
like I feel like my handwriting basically, you guys have seen it, almost is cursive at some points.
It's funny though, because I know other people my age, like when I watch them sign things, like some of them, like the cursive, it's barely cursive. It's like they connect the letters, but it's almost print.
For sure. Yeah.
Ooh. And then people will look at my signature and they'll be like, "Oh, you have a really good one." I was like, it's not that good, really. It really isn't.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
definitely think
write it in
slow-
somewhat in cursive.
If I'm writing slow, I've actually, and this probably comes from like my years in EMS and having to write reports and filling out things like very small, or like having to write somebody's vitals down, and it has to be like all on the back of my hand. But I have like now, if I write slow, it's pretty much every letter is capitalized, but just the size is different. So if it's a capital T, it's still a T, it's just bigger, and then the YLER is still all uppercase, but just smaller.
That's
My dad
funny.
will write like that sometimes.
That's how I've like come
does look
across
cursive,
writing
Nathaniel.
probably the past like 10 years of my life,
Yeah.
where everything's uppercase, but it's just size differentiation.
Yeah, that basically looks like cursive.
If you're just printing, you say, Tyler, like you just print in all caps.
Yep, for sure.
My dad has that.
I can't make any of that out.
My dad had that as well too. He always claimed
You
it
give
was
it to me, I
it
can.
was a side effect from the military. They forced you to write like that basically as like so there was always the same kind of thing, and it was more legible. But I changed my handwriting.
My dad's excuses.
I changed my handwriting purposefully in like 7th or 8th grade.
Oh, you were one of those kids?
Yeah, I got mad because my teachers told me it was too sloppy. So I just said fuck you, and I was like, I'll make it distinctive then instead.
Gotcha. My French teacher in middle school, he said that my handwriting, especially at the times, it's still somewhat true, but my handwriting looks like I'm writing a ransom note because no two letters look the same. I just
funny.
I laugh out of Blake. But yeah, I mean, it not that it wasn't like, to me it's legible, to other people it depends. But like,
I get complimented on my handwriting now. People,
I feel like
are
I've seen your handwriting, and I do remember it being actually like
Yeah.
pretty good.
people.
I
actually,
agree with Adam on that.
think that it's rather feminine. Like I get like I was at an account one day and I had to write something down for a customer, and they were like, "Oh, they're like, well, I don't mean to like say it like this, but like I can't believe a guy wrote this." And I'm like, "Yeah, yep, I have good handwriting."
That's gonna be
thank you."
flattering though.
Yeah, I was like again, like with reports for EMS, like things have to be legible because a nurse or like a doctor is going to have to read the things that I write down. So
Yeah.
like they have to be legible.
That's why I
Makes
write
sense.
single block lettering, just about an inch high for each letter itself.
On like grid paper.
Yeah,
Doing one letter per box.
Yeah.
So not
Oh
only
my
is it
God.
to be the correct
That's
letter.
that's just memory, bro.
Fuck.
Man, that's a memory.
I
And it's always
legitimately
in crayon.
forgot
You know-
about people like that.
I write.
This- Might be a hot take, but grid paper is kind of goated. I'm sorry. Yeah, like
This is
maybe not in
the-
terms of like writing. Like
This
if I'm
is the-
writing a long
this is the-
Yeah,
paragraph
no
or
way,
something.
bro. I'm not.
This
no.
is the Gen
But I
Z
like using
gamer
grid
kid
paper.
speaking right now. This is.
I mean, maybe I don't know. It makes sense. It makes.
I
more
never
sense in
really
my brain.
cared for grid paper for writing, but as a kid, my we'll just call it my autism because that's just what we call it now. But my autism was origami. Like I
okay.
had like a very calm space where I would always go
Just
to like
fold.
bookstores with my mom, and I would always get origami, and they would always have origami paper in them. And on the back of them, they have lines so you know where to fold, and so that things are like obviously square because things need to be very square and like precise in origami. So I like grid paper for the fact that it like does something for my brain.
I'm making one of those fortune tellers.
I know what you're making.
That's probably why I like it too. What were those called?
Fortune tellers.
I forgot. I don't know. Maybe that was the name. I thought they had like a specific name.
It was. I thought it was something with a catcher.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It's obviously not a dream catcher. Which again, I
No.
used to make those too. I was a weird kid, dude.
Got one of those up above my bed.
We all were, man.
Yeah.